Sorry about that, everybody. Minor mistake there, but I appreciate your patience. So for the last game I'm going to showcase for you today, we're going to get Yoshi block started off correctly with Yoshi Safari. It's a game a few people are familiar with, I think. It's personally a game I'm a very big fan of, admittedly. It's just something that was so unexpected for its time. Like, who would have thought that Mario would have like a rail shooter, you know? It's just so weird and different and quirky. Alright, so, here's how this game goes. This is actually a game that was playable on the Super Scope. I do not own a Super Scope and prefer to actually run it on mouse and keyboard through an emulator, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Let's go ahead and get this started here. Quick trivial fact, this is the first game released in the United States where this character is referred to as Princess Peach. Start off with getting our aim correct. There we go. Go ahead and fire here. This is admittedly going to add 5 seconds more onto the run, but we'll go ahead and start the countdown from here. And 3, 2, 1, go. This game is certainly a curiosity, if nothing else. It's a rail shooter where you play as Mario on Yoshi's back. You never see Mario except during between-stage cutscenes. With the ability to fire at incoming enemies. Not normally the way Mario takes care of them, because, you know, he's not allowed to jump in this game except for like this, but you're not allowed to do that on enemies here. Admittedly a very cute game. You see a lot of very familiar Mario enemies, like you saw the aforementioned paratroopers, moles, Mario World. Work our way past them. First key item we're going to get there is the fire flower. This expends our meter. As you can see below the life meter, we have that power meter that drains as we're firing. The longer the meter is, or the more juice that we have in the meter, the longer we're able to fire without being interrupted. First mid-boss, we're going to come here and see this Boomerang brother. Got some pretty good luck from him there. He decided to stop right away. Sometimes he comes on screen and he just decides to just run back and forth like an idiot. As you may have noticed, we actually have a slew of stages we can take from the very beginning. There's 7 stages, each one with a different Koopa Kid as a boss. The order that I go in is mostly based on just how I run it. A lot of it has to do with just boss RNG and things like that. But Wendy first, she's the most random boss in the game. Unfortunately, we missed that hit. Really dislike it when that happens. That first hit, if she allows for it, is crucial, but it is kind of a tight window, so we're going to be in for a bit longer of a fight than I would like. This should be a free hit, though. There we go. Only have to hit her 3 times, but missing that first hit can make for a very, very long fight. This is pretty much all it comes down to. It's just making sure that she can spawn right below where the anvil is going to be, intercept their shots. And they're really punished me for missing that first hit. Oh man, of course it was right there. So this is an excellent showcase of how the RNG in this game can be when it wants to be. And this is why we do this stage first. Generally just reset city. Take care of all this stuff here. Thankfully it's an easy fight. I wish it wasn't such a random one. Alright, that'll be our last hit. Taking damage really doesn't mean a whole lot in this game. If you take a hit, it's really not that big of a deal because you can still keep firing. Some hits are going to do more damage than others. Like bombs are generally pretty bad to get hit by because they do quite a bit of damage. Each stage we complete gives us this gem. A lot of people refer to them as the Chaos Emeralds, especially because of the first 7 stages. You know, there's 7 Chaos Emeralds, so why not? I'm willing to run with it. Move on to our next stage. I generally go with stage 4 from here. Another consistent start over point. The big danger here is off to the left. We actually can be knocked into the water by enemies. So making sure you can space out your kills here is extra important. So getting knocked into a wall is one thing. Getting knocked into the water where you could actually lose a ton of time, like 5 to 6 seconds or so, significantly more important. See, getting hit next to the border there wasn't that bad, as you saw. Getting hit into the water would be a very different story. So I'm going to take out as many of these enemies as I can. while I can. Paratroopers don't tend to be that big of a deal, but you still want to take them out. Goombas are a lot more threatening because they have very erratic movement patterns. It's your first star of the game. Stars are pretty cool to have. You just get to move. It just turns into pure auto-scroller, and you can just move and don't have to do anything. Enemies run into you. Once it runs out, though, you gotta start opening fire, because these guys can still hit you in the water. That happened last night during a practice run, so I don't want it to happen now. Good section there. On to going under the sea. I actually love this section. I love how it looks. I love the music. Jeeps aren't that big of a deal underwater. They just have very predictable patterns. Bloopers are a different story. Bloopers can be a real issue. They can move left and right. They can move straight forward. You have to adapt to them very, very quickly or else stuff like that happens. Very common for me to get hit here. I think I've maybe gotten this section undamaged maybe one time ever. Turn this quick corner. Under a mini-boss, I still don't know what the heck this thing is. Giant pod wearing a headband that unloads octopi on us. Really getting hit by those guys there really doesn't amount to much good or bad. It's better to just focus on the boss himself. That's the way you get through it quickest. Under our final segment, which is going to be our boss. Get that health, because why not? So for Larry's admittedly a very easy boss. There's not a lot of randomness to him. Just gotta unload as many hits as you can on his weak point in as short amount of time as you can. I expect him to go that way though. Alright, admittedly I got a little overzealous there. Should be able to 2.5 cycle him here. There we go. So not a great first phase. Second phase was good though, but that second phase is pretty consistent. He moves in a very fluid pattern. It's very easy to catch. Not really all that hard to deal with. That'll get us our second gem. We'll move on. We'll have a second. We'll talk a little bit about the plot of this game. There's a universe, or world, I guess I should say, that was created exclusively for this game called Jewelry Land. And the royalty from that land has been kidnapped by Bowser and ransom for the jewelry, of course. And, of course, Peach has tasked Mario with being able to take him down, because that's what he always does. Really cool stage here with some water effects. So this might be overall my least favorite stage in the first 7. It looks cool and it sounds cool, but the boss is admittedly not great. I'll show that here soon. Well, bombs can be a threat if you let them hit the ground, as you see there. Definitely didn't want that to happen. All those guys out. Pretty easy assortments of enemies for the most part, bombs aside. Bombs can be annoying. Here we have some of our first big jumps. We had some bigger ones earlier where we had to jump some chasms that did damage to us, but those drain a lot more time, and then if you don't make the jump, you actually just lose 5 to 6 seconds from having to recover and make the jump again. Another gate we're going to shoot. You saw a little bit of this in the last stage. Some of the gates in the game you actually have to shoot to the other side at the same time because they take you on a completely different route. Most of the time savings from those are pretty menial. They're generally about anywhere between 2 to 5 seconds. There's one big exception though. In stage 9 we'll have one that saves something like 20 seconds if you're able to successfully hit it. Alright, here we have this boss. Giant squid. Biggest issue I have here is the first phase. The weak spot on this guy is obnoxious. It's a little connector that connects the body to the blue section on the arm. That's the weak spot, so it's pretty tiny. Kind of just have to unload turbo and hope for the best. Get move on to phase 2 as quickly as possible. Okay, move on to the legs. This phase is a little bit more manageable. Just aim for the legs. Do what you can. Obviously, you can only shoot it when it's out of the water. Big number of hits there. one more cycle should do it. There we go. Only needed one more hit too. And it was an Iggy. Something about the white flags in this game just make me laugh. It's like, I give, you got me. At our next gym. I like it a lot myself. On to 1, which is probably the easiest stage of the first 7, because it's supposed to be the introduction stage. But it's generally stamped in the middle, because there is always a chance we can get a bad boss fight. Lemmy's pretty random. We tend to want to do it fairly early. Another big jump. Music in this game is so good. Like it's very classic Mario, but I don't think it's never really been utilized anywhere else. Yeah, that's cool. As like as a curiosity, it's a really cool game. It's certainly not something that a lot of modern Mario fans would have expected to ever exist. Like Mario in the vein of Time Crisis? Like, really? Like I said before, very simple stage. 1 and 3 are probably the easiest stages top to bottom. So here we have Lemmy. Bot that actually looks like him. I think it's just awesome. The only bad RNG you can really get from Lemmy is if he decides to jump off the screen. Like if he decides to jump to the left at this point, to our left, it's really bad for us. That's not good, like I said. What's supposed to happen is here you're supposed to wait for him to come up so you can shoot him. But there's actually about a 2-pixel window above the cockpit where he's sitting where you can actually just hit him in the head. That's what we're hoping to do. And we managed to take care of him pretty quick there. Takes care of him in short order. Move on to our next stage. I like the Super Mario World inspired background there. I'm also not sure why this one's reserved for last in terms of like the actual numerical order. But admittedly it is kind of tough for the run because the boss fight can be a real problem at times. Really should be shooting these guys. Forgot that's actually the second phase. It's fine, E3, don't do that. So these we're gonna jump. We got the speed boost, so I tend to just not want to actually try to fight them if I don't have to. Jumping them is just that much faster because it doesn't create lag. New enemy in the bullet bills. The bullet bills are pretty easy as long as you defeat them before they launch. If they launch first, then they can be a real problem because they come at you pretty fast. That probably would have been the perfect place to put it, based on purely on mechanics. Heck, if that were a thing and I could emulate it, I would play it. But it was never a thing. Love the look of this stage, too. Essentially the equivalent of Super Mario Bros. 3 Sky World. This item here. Oh goodness. Not want to get hit there. I'm hoping for one more health up before I get to this boss. I'm generally not in too much danger of dying in this game. But it doesn't mean bad things can't happen. Do not have that luxury. Okay. So, from an aesthetic point of view, this is one of my favorite bosses. Just because it's just so ridiculous to think about Yoshi fighting a boss in free fall. We have this balloon. Worst thing he can do is despawn like he just did there. That means we can't hit him. His weak spots are his 2 arms, which I always tend to go for those first. Those are the only things that can actually hit us. We can throw those bombs. I didn't catch the bullseye. And then we go for the bullseye, and then we'll be able to move on to phase 2. Cool little transformation sequence here. I don't know what I guess the eyes are extra guns. The fight never lasts long enough for even to remember. So we're hoping Roy spawns on the right side. That way we can just take him out in one cycle. If he spawns on the left, we can't do that. And he spawns on the left. What a jerk. You can consistently land hits on him, you can keep him out, but you got a terrible pattern there. Yeah, pretty bad. If he spawns on the right, you can one-cycle him, because he can sometimes go back in the balloon and just make himself invincible. Free fall. Okay. One of the harder stages down. Shoot the screen to move on. It just surprises me that stage 2 is this late in the run. I guess it is one of the least random stages in the game. The boss is... Phase 1 is actually pretty fixed. Phase 2, slightly less so, but it's honestly not that bad. Also, serious Mario Kart vibes from this stage. Hardest thing about this stage to me is just the kind of enemies you get. Paragoombas are everywhere in this stage, and they're some of the harder enemies. At least in the first set of stages, they are. One of the few gates we don't shoot, so we're going to leave it at that. Love the use of horns in this music. Nope. You got those guys. Portaboos don't tend to be that much of a problem. They're very slow moving, but trying to hit them can cause lag. Too many shots on screen does actually cause the game to lag up a little bit. This for some health. Alright, moving on to Ludwig, who has probably my favorite mech in the game. Ridiculous looking turtle with a really long neck. There's no random movement from here. You just hope to get your execution correct, recycle them, and you should be good. Pretty good first segment there. This one, however, is a bit more random. Just hope he doesn't jump. Shoot him in the fists. Unfortunately, he jumps. Fists are pretty easy to take out, but when he jumps, it definitely reduces your ability to actually get your hitboxes in. This is actually the only hard section. You gotta shoot for the mouth when it opens. Unfortunate there. A little bit of a troll there. See if I can get him here. There we go. Yeah, kind of some mean jump patterns there. Second phase easily makes up for the lack of RNG you have in the first phase. It can just go to town on you and cost you all kinds of time. Love the single tooth too. It just looks so very Koopa Kid. Alright, on to our last stage. Top of this gigantic mountain. Last stage of the first map, I should say. I tend to think of these as Robot Master stages. Just go in whatever order you want. The only thing that really changes in terms of how the speedrun works is you get 2 flowers to extend your meter throughout the stage. No matter which stages you go to and what order, you always get 1 flower in the first stage and the second flower on the last stage. Doesn't matter what the 7 stages you go to, that's where you always obtain the second flower. He's got the front and low, and I don't appreciate that. Then I want to take out the bombs as fast as I can. There's our second flower. Now I have full meter. Bullet bills don't tend to prove that much of a problem. They don't even cause that much lag, which is great. Bodies I'm going to take out because I can. Some big jumps here. Oh, jeez. Some good luck on those spawns there. Stage 5 mini-boss, that being Sister Sledge. This guy can be a bit of a meaty, especially if he decides to jump around everywhere like this. The big jumps are the only ones that are really worrisome. Pretty good fight, though. Managed to get about a 2 cycle on him. And as many as 3. Those are pretty rough. Stack that mushroom, because why not? I believe that's our last jump. No, one more, that's right. Alright, onto this big DBZ style battlefield. We have our final Koopa Kid, which is going to be hidden inside this frog. First goal here is to shoot the subwoofers and hope that he doesn't jump a lot. Of course, he jumped a lot already. Jumping is bad. You can still shoot him while he's airborne, but following your mouse that quick just means you're just better off keeping on the ground. So we have Morton. Gonna spawn out of the hat and try to hit us. We're just gonna unload on him before he gets a chance to do that. And he decided to jump. Ideally, what you want there is to have him just do 5 hat open cycles without jumping. Didn't happen there, unfortunately. Still a solid fight, nonetheless. Just with a little bit of bad luck. It's really not that huge of a deal. Alright, that's going to complete our first segment of stages. Past the Robot Masters, we're going to move on to the Wily stages. We've rescued the King. We're going to skip that cutscene. On to our second wave of stages. 8 through 11, we're going to start with stage 8. This stage really just comes down to 2 things. The mid-boss and the boss. The mid-boss, admittedly, is not that random. It's just a very hard fight from execution standpoint because his movement is so erratic. Great music, too. Another, obviously, Mario Kart-inspired stage. Snag that coin, because why not? Here's our mid-boss. We have this Fire Snake. It has the most absurd movement ever. So you have to get as many hits as you can, as quickly as you can. Got a few to spawn out like that. When you break off part of its body, it tends to come after you like that. It's standard. Actually, a pretty good fight there. Oof, that mole spawn way the heck out of that field. Alright, on to our first lava pit. Want to make sure you jump those, you lose time if you miss it. My PB actually missed the second one. There we go. What's up, Lanks? Thank you for the charity plug. Yes, everyone, be sure to remember we are doing this for the Random Acts organization. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Raising some money from over this weekend to feed hungry kids worldwide. Got some to spare? Please don't hesitate, because we will appreciate it. Alright, for Magic Koopa, bit of a jerk. The biggest issue with him, well, there are 2 issues, really. One, the fact that he teleports everywhere turns into an RNG fest. The other downside is his hitbox. His hitbox is very tiny. You can only hit him between the eyes. Yo, Mr. Tanner with 1,000 bits, thank you so much. Alright, first phase down. Second phase is pretty much more of the same, but it's actually a little bit easier because his hitbox is bigger, because he's bigger. You only shoot him once before he disappears, and that's just by what the game does. You have no real control over that. Shoot some PlayStation buttons at us. This is before PlayStation was a thing, so I wouldn't have guessed that from that time. Just a very annoying boss fight. He can just choose to drain time just because he decides to teleport 4 times in a row or whatever. Which he definitely did to us at least once there. On to stage 9. In my opinion, the hardest stage in the game overall. It definitely has the most stuff that you have to respect. This stage can definitely take a lot out of you if you're not careful. First we have, in my opinion, the actual hardest enemies, the boos. You can't actually kill boos. You can only shoot them and stun them. If they're stunned with their hands covering their head like that, they can't actually hit you, but they can wake out of stun and hit you, like they've been doing here. Very unfortunate when that happens. And for the first section, that's really the biggest worry is the boos. Nothing else really causes that much concern. This is the most important gate in the game. If we don't hit that, then we go to the left, and that adds 20 seconds onto the run. We don't want that. Goodness. This music in this stage is so cool. I kind of wish they had made it darker, though. Give it more of a Mario Kart atmosphere. Perhaps that's why they didn't make it darker. Alright, on to Section 2. A little bit harder than Section 1. You don't have as many boos to interact with, but there's a lot more just stuff that you have to worry about that's all very well segmented for gameplay purposes. Like, it certainly has the hardest jump in the game. Not that one. That one's average. Let's see what I'm talking about here. I'm coming in a moment. Also has one of the tougher mini-bosses, which we're about to encounter here before too long. Make this big leap. That jump's fairly tough, because you land on the zip right before, and you have to time that with the fact that you actually have additional speed. So here we have Lakitu. He can definitely give us some bad RNG, which he did. Him despawning is bad, so we just don't get to hit him. Sometimes he'll stay on screen and just throw like 5 spinies in a row. Very decided on 2. Took a lot of damage there. Not real happy about that. Up we go. Alright, second star of the game. That's the tough jump. You have to make that jump like as soon as you hit the zip. Cool thing about having this star here is we do get to take care of these boos that are in our way. It won't be a bother to us. Some of our health back. Make one last big leap. Maybe that wasn't the last one. By the end of the stage section, yeah, I guess there was one more. Sections of the stage tend to start to blend together. Alright, now we're on to the boss. Hardest boss in the game. Here we have Big Boo, who can actually just take himself away from your hits. You can only get hit 3 times per cycle. Hardest thing about that is sometimes he can just disappear between hits and there's nothing you can do. It's admittedly very annoying. Some good cycles here so far. Just make sure you get 3 hits and then just stop firing. See, like right there, he decided to not let us hit him anymore. We only got 1 hit. He just does that because he feels like it. These shards also deal quite a bit of damage to Yoshi, which is obnoxious. He's doing a lot of teleporting, and I don't appreciate that. Okay. On to phase 2. The little boos. The only one you can hit is the one with his tongue sticking out. You only need to hit him 5 times, but his movement patterns are ridiculous. You can just do stuff like that. Before I get the last hit. Unfortunate. There we go. Whew. Get some serious mix-ups there. That was actually scary there for a little bit. Yeah, it really does. The art direction of this game, they did a really good job on it, for sure. Okay, hardest stage down. Stage is ridiculous. 3 stages left, can do stage 11. Now, while the previous stage, stage 9, is, to me, the most difficult, this one can be the most tilting. It also has probably the most random boss in the game. Big thing you want to do here, do not get hit in the water. And unlike stage 4, you can get hit in the water from any direction. You have to watch out for anything that can touch you. The cheap cheeps are by far the biggest offenders. So they always become top priority if they're on screen. Bloopers aren't that bad above water. You can always see where they're moving thanks to their bounce animation. Plants aren't admittedly that big of a deal. Got touched. That's what happens. Cannot get touched here. Lose a lot of time. He snuck up on me from the low ranks. Wasn't a whole lot I was doing there. I had maybe 0.7 seconds to hit that guy. Spawned and hit me almost immediately. Especially because I had to focus on other stuff. This is why this stage can be pretty aggravating. You just get hit, you lose way too much time. Like having half a second to save 4 to 5 seconds, kind of nauseating. But it's just a stage. Take these guys out of air. I tend to prioritize the cheap. So I thought that was going to despawn though. Whew. Surprised that one didn't hit me with all the nonsense I've been hitting with here. No. Similar elements, sure, but no, it's definitely not the same graphically. Alright, on to our boss. We've been told is basically just Turtle Rock from Link's Awakening. Cannot confirm or deny because I never played Link's Awakening. This guy's annoying. You have 4 Troopas in the top turret that all take 10 hits to kill. The reason that's annoying is they do a lot of despawning. Admittedly, they haven't. Okay, now they're gonna start despawning. When they go into the water like that, you can't hit them until they come back out. Yo, I actually got a shot cancel there. That was neat. They start going low early. You can shoot them and then shoot them again on the way down. Pretty hard, but managed to get one there. I don't really think there's a such thing as perfect RNG to this stage either, or this boss either, because I've never had a fight with it where it didn't go underwater at least once. Just have to hope it goes under less than more. Less as opposed to more. I got the last one here. Okay. Now we move on to the stuff that's even more random. Hitbox here is only active when the Troopa has its mouth open. Which isn't often. Just gonna have to wait for it to open wide and then just get it as many hits as you can. Come on. Yeah, this dude knows my friends are watching. He's being a severe troll at the moment. It takes a pretty decent amount of hits to take him down too, which is what makes it even worse. Wow. There we go. Go! We hit a third of the goal. Awesome! Thank you so much for the donations, everybody. That boss fight was pretty bad. He just didn't give us anything there. It's unfortunate you can only see that one like right at the very end. Alright, on to what is probably my actual favorite stage of the second map. I enjoy stage 10 quite a bit. It's very quick. It has a really cool boss fight that has some strats that I actually discovered to make it go faster. Essentially a Mario Kart stage, you get a lot of zips. Another gate we don't shoot. Yeah, big thanks, Chris. Thank you so much. No! Get to hit us like that. Okay. Okay. Final little stretch here. Make sure you watch out for the bombs. Bullet bills take care of here. Okay. So for Charge and Chuck, we actually have a really cool strat where we can shoot him on the way down. Make sure you catch him in the face before he lands. That actually causes him to spawn quicker when he hits the ground. Ordinarily, if you don't catch him, what he does is he hits the ground and he quakes it, which causes hit stun, and you can't shoot him during that time. But if you can shoot him right above ground, he recovers a lot faster, and not only can you start shooting him a lot quicker, but he also doesn't cause hit stun, so you're actually allowed to start shooting him. Small low frame saver there. I think you save about half a second a cycle, but it's pretty good. So that was a cool thing. I was able to find that myself. Anyway, on to our last stage. Here we have Bowser's Castle. Cool little visage of him there. Shoutouts to good old Lava Appreciation Week, which will be coming up here in a few months. Oh goodness. Low flyers, man. Spawn patterns are random. Okay. Getting in there on some damage. Really not a whole lot to say about this stage. There's going to be a new enemy we'll see at some point, but it's also kind of an insignificant one. Until then, we're just going to walk along the lava bed. Here we have the Mecha Koopas. Similar to Boos, you don't kill them when you shoot them. They just go into a state where they're stunned, and they can come out of that. Unlike the Boos, however, you can't actually kill them, because if you hit stun them and then walk into them, similar to Super Mario World, it just kicks them and they die. At least in this case they die, they don't in Super Mario World, but it's useful here. What I tend to try to go for is to make sure I can hit them right before I get ready to touch them. I'm sure they'll despawn. Up we go. That was rude. Sometimes that guy misses you. That time he did not. Or not, he's missed more often than he's hit. Get back on track, Yoshi. Jeez. So many hits. Probably wanted that, so that probably wasn't good. Did I miss that? It was likely just a health up, but if we can finish the game without needing one. We get a lot of health ups in the last segment before the boss. They prepare us pretty well for it. These Mecha Koopas. Jump to the last one. That would have been really cool for sure. F-Zero admittedly moves a lot faster in this game, though. Alright, so pre-Bowser, we have this mini-boss rush we're going to go through. Starting with this Hammer Brother. Much easier than he was before since we have full meter now. He has the same amount of health, but we don't actually run out of meter with much to actually shoot him with. Same thing with the Boomerang Brother here. Hopefully he gives us a good run pattern. Pretty bad, 3 cycles of running. I don't want to focus on him as opposed to what he's throwing at us. Lackey 2 here. Same fight as before, he's his ever annoying self. I love this boss theme too, it's probably my favorite track in the game. Okay, managed to kill him before he despawned again, that was good. Get some health back. On the Sister Sledge, the rematch. Ready to give us a big jump, that's great. Not my best fight, not my worst. course, we get one more rematch with the Fire Snake. Why wouldn't you want to rematch the most annoying mid-boss in the game? These guys despawn. When it gets down to one blue ball left, it's pretty bad. Getting that guy just becomes a real chore. Whoop, forgot to change my estimate. The estimate for this game is actually 40 minutes. I forgot to change that. On anime villain Bowser. Double phases here. We're gonna shoot him in the arm and bandage that up first. Pretty good cycle there on that arm. This section we're just gonna shoot him in the stomach. We gotta close that up eventually, but hopefully we can get a 3 cycle out of it. The best we can hope for, I believe. Alright, 3 cycle achieved, not bad. All of his Gundam armor goes away. We actually have to shoot him. Worst thing he could do in this scenario is despawn his arm by going to the left of the screen. Managed to get pretty lucky there by having him not do that. Shoot him in the arm until I can. When he quakes the ground like that, we can't shoot, which is unfortunate. There's also no way around it, really. If it happens, it just happens. As damage as I can. And that's going to be time. Barely made estimate. As I said before, estimate's supposed to be 40. That's on me. It is indeed unarmed. You would be correct about that. Good times there. One last thing I like to show in this game is just how much of a jerk Mario is. I'm gonna let this play out here. That's so mean! Why would you shoot at Yoshi like that? Way to not save the animals, Mario, jeez. Thank you so much for the GGs, everybody. Had an awesome time running this game, as I always do. I believe that's going to do it for me today. Do continue to stay tuned. We've reached a third of our goal, which is great. We're at 526. Great numbers for being only active for a day. I will be back tomorrow with a couple more runs. I'll be running the Modern Classic, Abobo's Big Adventure, which is secretly a retro classic. And then some Turtles in Time, which I've been practicing a lot for the upcoming 4-year anniversary relay. Anyway, next up we've got the almighty awesome Too Good, running some Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island for the SNES. I know how much he loves that game. Gonna love showing it off for you folks. So we will be seeing you soon. Have a great one, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.